Banter fam, happy Friday, guys. So today I want to focus a little bit on the long-term portfolio. I'm busy deploying long-term right now. I have a few strategies that I want to speak about. I have some spot positions I'm building. I have some super long-term that I'm looking for 5-year holds. So I'm buying a couple tokens, popping them into the long-term portfolio. I am launching bots in these areas over here as well. And I want to show you guys that this is probably the best risk to reward on altcoin buys, especially blue chip altcoin buys that we've had in the last 3 years, right? Even if we see another 50% down in the altcoin markets, the risk to reward is still 1 to 6 as a minimum, right? Which means that even if we have 50% drawdown, the upside is still 6 times higher than what the loss we can still occur from here. So for me, it's ultimate dollar costing zones. Then secondly, I passed the Bitfunder challenge. I'm funded, baby. So I want to speak quickly around that journey. And I want to show you guys CPIs later today as well. Show you guys my plans, right? We spoke about this yesterday over here on this drop for Bitcoin. Bitcoin did hit the top of my box, 65,000. We spoke about 65. I do still have a little bit more support at 64,500. So we are approaching the trend line. So soon we're going to know if we're going to break through, and that was the test. We are literally looking for a higher low here, and then I'm looking for a push to 80,000. So I think there is a lot of long opportunities incoming. We just don't want to pre-jump it too soon. So the next few hours, we will know if we're going to come back down until we are through this trend line, a little bit higher than we were there. Until we are through this trend line, we still got to prepare for 64,000, maybe even a little bit lower, right? And then this key trend will be the massive breakout that we need to then switch bullish for at least 2 to 3 weeks. That is where the money is going to be made. That is where the opportunities are there. Then from there, we can start to look at worse scenarios. So the main thing now is market is moving, market is ranging. Let's focus on money making strategies. We've got a lot of trading to do, but we also cannot, when I sat and Solana was $8 and then a year or two later, it was $200. I was like, how did I not buy some anywhere between $10 and $20? Right? The alts are there again, right? And I'm telling you, we're going to get to a point where we're going to regret if we didn't do something, even if I can only buy $10 there right now. That $10 will make a difference. So guys, happy Friday to you all. Missed you. It's been 24 hours. Let's get a nice long-term show going in, and let's prepare for CPI. No wasting time. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗦𝗏𝗡. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Spam brand channel, hit the subscribe button, guys, and like it up. Let me know if you guys have been getting the shorts. I've been speaking shorts. Market's been a little bit choppy, but the shorts have been playing out. I even got a gravity short yesterday to show you guys. I first took a couple of haircuts, but now I'm in my short. And until we break that trend, I'm staying in my shorts. I was fighting here. I told you guys, big opportunity with gravity. Not only is it getting you used to decentralized trading, right, which I think is very important. We trade a lot on centralized, but decentralized is also super powerful. This for me is one of the upcoming and one of the better new DEXs that I'm trading a lot on. And there's a great airdrop incoming as well. So I traded yesterday. I'm not having problems specifically with Bitcoin. Altcoins on all exchanges, liquidity is a little bit low. But on Bitcoin, I could fill my positions. I could get everything in. Platform's nice and simple. So I'm really enjoying it. So I'm just accumulating points for the airdrop and definitely getting used to this decentralized trading. I think both is super, super important. So I'm still in the shorts from yesterday, and I'm sitting with stop losses at break even. But let's start off the show, and I want to speak a little bit around long term. We have an opportunity now to buy and forget. Right, and I did this the last cycle. I thought it was quite pointless until I looked at a token I used to trade theta, and my $1,000 turned to $100,000. Right, so then I was just buying little bits, and 12 months later it was worth 100K. Right, and VeChain did the same thing for me, and many different tokens. Now, it's not to say that those specific tokens will do the same, but tokens will do that. Right, we are sitting with an opportunity of a very, very oversold altcoin market. And we're at that point now where the past is the past, what is happening right now, and the risk to reward is just insane. So for me, what can I buy? Some of it I'm forgetting. Some of them are midterm trades, right? And some of them are different strategies, as in the bots, right? So in the stream as well, I'm about to go through now where I really think there's big opportunities within alts. And I'm also going to teach you the technique to kind of go look at your own alts. And again, we have that point where get rid of junk in your portfolio, loaded with quality blue chips. And I'm telling you, there will be a good opportunity for 10, 20, 30x's in those tokens. Timing is not really a thing anymore. Oh, it's going to happen by then. It can happen at any point. The main thing is the opportunities are here now and we need to pounce. The second thing is there can still be another 50% drawdown, right? So for me, we're sitting in this weird place. We're getting to a point where, guys, you got to remember, Bitcoin's low is coming, right? This is the second leg. I don't know if you guys have seen, and I just want to show you this before I bring up the charts. I don't know if you've seen, but bear legs usually have two aggressive legs to the downside, right? Many times we have seen two aggressive legs to the downside. Last cycle, first leg, second leg, we then accumulated for a long period. We had this little drop off here, and then we obviously started the major run, right? The next cycle, two legs, 1, 2, sideways, right? So the next phase we do have to prepare for is this at some point. It does mean that there's slightly lower lows that possibly come in. It's happened both cycles where we had slightly lower lows come in, okay? But we need to be buying the top of the range and we need to prepare for the bottom of the range too, right? And after that, this is the best A-class entries you get in the markets. And you want to know what's crazy? Only 2 to 3% of people get it, right? You get A-class, B-class, C-class, D-class, E-class, F-class, right? F is basically failed. Probably 60% of people get the F-class, the tops, right? And as you go down, just less and less and less and less people get the better entries, right? That's why there's a small category of 20% that make a lot of money within crypto because there's not many that buy in these areas. For me, I have been a believer in crypto for a long time, okay? I've had to learn through cycles of how to better my risk, which is important, okay? But there's a lot of times where specifically last cycle taught me this. I was just so scared and so over it to do anything at these levels that I didn't, right? And I basically had to wait for Solana to do 100, 200, 300% of the upside to then realize that, hey, like, I wish I bought there, right? Because just the difference of me buying something in these areas now, let's say I put $100 in now, versus buying 200, 300% up, I would have to put $600 or $500 or $600 at that level to get the same amount of coins, right? So later on, I'll have to pay 6 times the price of something or 5 times the price of something to get the same equivalent amount of coins. So for me, it's not about, you know, again, I had way more money to buy a few months back, but now I can do something, right? I can build something outside of my trading portfolio. And I think this is so important because there's 2 parts to making money. The one side is trading. You grind hard to build accounts. The other side is if you get an A-class entry, you do nothing and make money. Now, let's not forget we do have positions that are sitting in losses. Yes, okay? But I am not going to see 500% gains to be at break even on some of my positions. I need to buy something here so that the time we break even, my other position is up 500%. Okay, and right now I'm at the place where I can probably buy around 5 to 10% of what I was buying previously, right? But that 5 to 10% can be worth a lot, right? And that's the power of where I need to be thinking now. We're at this point now where we are seeing the second leg down in Bitcoin. There's the first leg. Here's the second. We're busy fishing for the bottoms. Remember that Bitcoin's been really good at turning previous highs into support, right? And I wouldn't be surprised in anywhere in this area, even down to 48,000, that we do the exact same. But the next area that we're preparing for is we're preparing for that little fake bounce that I spoke about, why I think we go to 80, and then don't be surprised if we do this, right? And then market starts to recycle, starts to then push through. So again, for me, I've now opened up, I'm buying some Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is getting to, I always spoke about Bitcoin being a little bit overvalued. For me, it's now getting to good areas to accumulate. And in the back of my head, I do have a scenario of 48,000. So I'm buying on the top of the box around 30, 40% of what I can buy now. Okay. And the rest, I'm just keeping it some cash if it gets cheaper and gets its way down. So the way I kind of do that is I look at setting some limit orders. Okay. And secondly, I use bots to do it for me, right? Because limit orders, you miss it, then it's kind of gone. So bots, what I'm doing is I'm setting grids all the way till down over here. A lot of my bots got stopped out, the previous bots that I launched, which I'm happy about because price went lower. I get to build the bots lower down. Amazing. Okay, so I'm down 30% on those positions, but ultimately that doesn't matter. You know, when we build lower down and price goes up again, that recovers a lot quicker. A better entry is better than holding a massive loss, right? That's the thing for me, for recovery. I can use a better entry. I can build positions bigger once I know it's confirmed and everything. So again, I'm setting bots up now between the 66,000, right? And anywhere down to the areas of 50,000, 48,000 is my bots, right? An invalidation point for me is this area of around I'd say around 40,000. So around 40, 45,000, I'll be putting some stop losses. Market gets down there. We've got to look at a few things. I'd rather build new bots yet again over there. Yes, less money, but better entries. You could do more with that later, right? So this area is my accumulating zone. It's the same thing when it comes to ETH, right? If I look at ETH now, I'm preparing ETH to go down to $1,000 or $900. No problem. Still, the risk to reward is better, right? From where we are now, the risk all the way down to $1,000 versus us going back to 5,000, which ETH has done multiple times. Look at the risk to reward. Right now, what happens obviously if we don't? You see the risk to reward. Nonetheless, even if we think worst scenario, ETH. So I'm launching an ETH bot, right? I am buying spot ETH right now, right? I'm accumulating set and forget, putting them away. We never got an alt season. This don't mean there's no alt seasons anymore. The timing's just gone, right? Which makes me even more bullish that at any point it will happen, right? There'll be a diversification. If I look at things like 𝗬𝗏, I went heavy at $2, right? So I'm buying here, and I'm even preparing for a 20 to a 30 cents 𝗬𝗏. We're still at 90 cents now, right? Look at the risk to reward. Will 𝗬𝗏 get halfway of where we were previously? I'm quite certain. That's my honest opinion of, I believe in 𝗬𝗏. I think it's great. I even think it will go higher, right? But I'm not working on it. I'm working halfway. You can see the risk to reward is massive right now of where we accumulate, right? The things like Solana. I'm working on Solana going back to $30, right? Of where I am now. And I do think Sol has been there multiple times. I think we'll have a $300 Solana in the future again. I don't know if you noticed, but the Sol army are building more than ever. Always innovating, always creating new narratives. Everything's happening Solana, 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 right? So I do believe there is a future. I do believe people are building. I do believe there's an ecosystem. There's a community. There's a lot there, right? So there, yet again, I'm accumulating in these zones. AVAX, I'm still very bullish. I don't think the price is matching AVAX as a whole at all. I think there's a disconnect, which means at some point there'll be a connect. But look at this. Even if we go down to $3, $4, look at my risk to reward. Massive, massive. And I'm not even talking all-time highs. And some of these coins will go back to all-time highs. Not all of them, but some of them definitely, right? And this is one token where they are building, they're innovating, they're in the gaming space, they're in the narratives that I believe have a strong future and will be here for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Right? Therefore, I'm very interested. Chainlink for me is still the glue. Right? Look at that. Massive risk to rewards right now, high time frame. We need to, yes, we need to lick our wounds and prices are down, all these things, but we cannot forget what's in front of us. If you're still an XRP lover, right, I'm hoping that they come back and go strong, but I'm banking on a $1, $1.20 in the future, right? Look at the risk to reward. Even if we go down 88%. Just to show you guys, 88%, that's the risk reward. Right? I think you're going to make money in the future. So therefore, I'm buying at the top. I'm preparing for the worst, but I'm not losing these damn entries. We got these DEXs that are a little bit newer, starting to break out. ASTER. I'm preparing, even if we go down to 30 cents, ASTER, another 60% down. There's still a great route. I think this will blow highs in the future. I really do. Right? ASTER's what? Binance's DEX, like, of course. There's no doubt about it. I think it's got a massive, massive, massive future, right? Render. Same thing. You look at Render. Let's go worst scenario. Let's say to go back to 20 cents. Look at that. insane risk to rewards. Pay attention to things like Pump Fund, right? Lighter, more DEXs. There is just huge opportunities. So what I'm doing right now is accumulating bots. As you could see, I've opened up a Bitcoin bot. Right, look at Bitcoin. You can see the ranges we are setting all the way down to $50,000. It will buy all the way up to 80,000. It will sell because I think we are going to be in this market for a little while. this market, the sideways market. So the bot is now set at around 80 to 85,000 to the upside, and to the downside 40,000. So it will buy here, it will sell there, it will buy here, it will sell there. And if we see prices approaching and starts to break the highs, we can extend the bot to the upside higher up, right? We can play with the grids. But for me, I'm not banking on 100,000 anytime soon. So I'm going to use this major area over here. So I have the Bitcoin bot in, I have the ETH bot form now, I have the Solana bot, I have the 𝗬𝗎 bot. I've put in around $9,200 so far. I have $60,000. So I still have $50,000 to push. You will be seeing over the next little while, more and more of these bots being launched by me. Okay, remember in the description below, if you want bots, right here, you sign up with this link. And why would you sign up to the link? Is because then you can see all my bots as well. So all of the bots will be under, and if you want to see the settings and you want to use the Bitcoin bot, you agree with the analysis, it is there for you. You want the ETH bot, all of that stuff will be there, and you can copy the settings straight away, and it will be set on your profile under your account and your management. But everything will be set, right? So here we are setting, and again, I'm setting them on 2x leverage, not crazy leverage. They have stop losses in play, right? And as you can see over here, it's a 2x leverage portfolio that I'm building. For me, I'm hoping to get around 300-400% gains over the next little while, next couple of weeks, next couple of months. I'm happy with that, right? I'm really happy. Why am I using bots more now? I don't want to have to sit and manually focus on where am I buying these things. I don't want to sit and, I got limit orders on spot, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to manage them. It's a lot of work to do these things. I rather use the bot to set and build. You can also set spot bots. You see here, you click spot, you can create spot bots as well. Right, so there's a big opportunity. So link below if you want to see all of those, and if you want bots, it is in the description. Okay, so as we go down, many opportunities. Now, you guys tell me over the next once a week, we're going to do a long-term show. The rest of the time, we're going to be short-term shows. Make sure you are following the Sniper Trading channel. I'm going live for CPI today. Make sure you are subscribed over here. The lives are going to come in hot, and they're going to continue coming in hot. So subscribe to the channel over here. In a couple hours from now, I'm live. I'm going to be trading. I passed the funded account. It should be active by the time. So there we go. Pass the challenge. To be active. I'm now trading another one, which is this one over here. So I'm going to be trading these accounts on the live stream today. And then, like I said, we are going to do once a week long-term streams. So in the chats below here, tell me which bots you want to see. Tell me which coins you want to see high time frame. Give me ideas of what you guys want, and I'll make sure that we build those into the next long-term show next week. So one long-term show a week, the rest is trading, because we're going to work our butts off now and make it happen. Okay, so let's now jump into, remember guys, gravity as well. The more you trade, the more points you accumulate. So there is a link below in the description to show you guys. There's gravity over there. Boom. Use the link, you get sign-up bonuses, right? And you get more points by using the link. When you're accumulating them. We've got a nice little special over there, which is amazing. Now, let's go to short-term analysis. We have CPI coming out today. Where is our CPI? Let's go. So, search Sniper Trading on X. Go there, and you'll find information. Okay, oh, who's that guy? Amazing. Here's CPI reading for today. Okay, so previous. So we're expecting around 0.3 today. So expectations. Usually we see a V-shaped dump when this happens, and then when market opens, we see a pump, but it all determines on what do we do before it happens. So right now, I am still bearish in the market for as long as we're below this trend. For me to turn bullish, we're going to break out. There'll be some longs in the next day or two, and then big longs. I think there's big opportunities. I literally think there's up to 100% move coming on some altcoins. Big moves, right, that are moving. But for now, I am still getting ready for 64,000. I do want to speak about it a little bit lower as well. Right? Once we make this next high, just keep this trend line tracked in. When we break this trend, we're ready to go up again. Until then, short opportunities, right? So here, if there is a short, nice little stop loss at 67,400 or so. Just remember though, I think the better strategy today is wait for CPI to come out, let the volatility happen, then we look for trades, right? But if you see CPIs come out and we're hovering here, and we break the bottom trend, there's another short opportunity, right? So again, I see a push down to these areas, then a bounce. If that was it yesterday, we'll see a breakout today. I want to see Bitcoin get to back to around 69,000. Then we'll retest, and there will be long opportunities. There are going to be massive opportunities for alts. This chart's telling me, right, not to go fully long just yet. The reason is, let it prove. There's the longs. We're still quite far from the breakout trend, which means Bitcoin dominance is still in Bitcoin's favor, which means for me, the trading Bitcoin right now and Bitcoin only is still really working strong. It's still really good right now, but when we really start to break down, this will be an opportunity to move some altcoin trading. So for now, key trends. The top trend is the key trend on ETH. Keep in mind on that. 𝗬𝗏 is a little bit closer. Markets turned bullish today. Keep out on 𝗬𝗏. It might be one of the funner tokens to be trading in the next move. Solana, still quite far. So let's show you guys. There's the trend. Actually, not too far. Right? Just remember, they can trap you. So I would wait for CPI, wait for the move, wait price to settle a little bit, and then look for an opportunity over there. But other than that, there's AVAX showing a bit of strength right now. Okay. There is longs preparing itself. So for now, I'm holding shorts. I'm in no trades on the funded accounts right now. I'm going to prepare for 64,000 today. That's where I'm going to take a trade today if that happens. Right, in those areas over there. If not, I'm going to wait for the break and there'll be trades in the next day or two. Okay, then remember to follow me on Instagram as I'm doing updates on trades on Instagram. Anything between the show, if I'm trading, doing anything different than what I said, you will get those updates over here. Instagram here. Cool, guys, have a fantastic day. Like the video, comment below which coins you want long-term analysis on, and I'll see you guys later on the Sniper Trading channel. Have a great day. Bye-bye.